first one was just the trailer, and in the last class we have looked into how to go with the Excel file. I believe you all have the same Excel file which is open in your laptop. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now I am sharing my screen and then we will be working together. Before that, let me admit Srikanth now. Okay, perfect. So I'll be clicking on the entire screen and then I'll say, okay, we have the Excel file here. Okay. So we did a quick warm up exercise. Control home, it takes you to the first reference cell. Control down arrow key, it takes to the last cell where the data is present. And again, if you do control down arrow key, it goes to the deep bottom, the ultimate bottom, and you can see 10,48,576th cell for the column A. Control right arrow key takes towards the right hand side extreme end. Control up, you can see now it has taken to the last column first cell, and again I do control home, and yes, now the cell is in the first cell, A1. We looked into the activities, something called as finding out the total count of the product in the given data set. We also ensured countif function. We also looked into something called as the countif function. So in the case of a countif function, we applied a condition saying that count the total number of products of those products prices which are higher than 20. Therefore, you can see here we had 67 products. Out of 67 products, 29 products has a unit price which is higher than 20. And then we looked into something called as count if. After that we looked into something called as the sum, and for the sum, in fact I trained you all to get the sum quickly. Let's say I'll demonstrate here. Shift space bar for the entire selection of the row. I'll do control minus, it got deleted. Now if I want to get the total for column C, alt plus release, both hands are out, and then I press enter. I got the value over there, the automatic sum. Now I trained you in the last class using a shift button. I will be clicking on right arrow key for the DEF column. You can see over there now the cells are selected. I do control R. R stands for Romeo. And you can see automatically the sum total is filling up for DEF column. So this is what we did in the last class. So that was just a quick summary of what is that we did. Now we will have to go and check for sum if there is a condition now. Sum if unit price higher than 20. Is saying that please do a sum of all the unit prices, but only those product whose prices are higher than 20. That is the requirement is. I repeat the requirement. The task is saying that to make a sum total of unit price column, but not for all 67 products, but for those products whose unit prices are higher than 20. That is the requirement which is given in the particular Excel sheet for us. Now what is that we do? We go for the cell here. Let us all do it together. I want you all to be in the column I. For the task 4, we will write is equal to, the task is saying sum if. So write down sum if. The moment when you write equal to sum if, your Excel is talking to you. Just read that. What is that Excel is saying? Excel is saying that adds the cells specified by a given condition or criteria. Yes, it will be adding up a total range, but for that condition or a criteria which is given. Now, I already told you for anything in Excel to calculate, we use a equal to, and we know the function. We already typed in sum if. Now, let us open the bracket. The moment you open the bracket, Excel is talking to you. Excel is saying bold, in bold that range. So which column we would like to target now? We would like to target the unit price column. So I'll be just using my left arrow key, not the mouse or a touchpad. I'll just go to the first cell of the unit price. I use shift, control, and then I press down arrow key. Here I know that the last cell is the total. So I should not take that last cell in this entire range. So what I do, I'll press shift and then I'll press now up arrow key. Therefore, that total is now excluded from from the range. Now I'll say Excel is asking me to put a comma because range comma. Now I'll put a comma. Now something is highlighted. Criteria is highlighted. I already trained you guys. For criteria, use a double quotes. So I'll be doing now shift and then the double quotes open. We know the condition that unit prices should be higher than. So use a symbol higher than, and the condition says 20. Condition says 20. Now we will close the double quotes and then I'll say close the bracket. Now if I hit enter, let's see what happens if we all get the same response. I've got 1406.53. So let me know if you also have got the same 1406.53.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
1406.
Yes. Anybody is facing a problem here with the sum if? Okay. I take this as an acknowledgement and then I proceed with the task number 5. Now let us understand the task number 5. Task 5 says average unit price in stock on order and reorder. My goodness. Now it is asking us to calculate the average for all the columns. Unit price, in stock, on order, reorder. Now I want you to do a control home and it goes to the first cell. Let us do control down arrow key because here is what I will be helping you to calculate the average. So write down average. Write down the average here. And what was these numbers? These numbers were sum. So please make sure you type in these things in your Excel. If you're ready, we can proceed with the task. So I believe you are here now for the average. I will say is equal to average. I will write down average. There is a function. Excel is talking to us. If you see, Excel says returns the average, which means that the arithmetic mean of its arguments, which can be numbers or names, arrays, or references that contain numbers. We know that it considers the average. So open the bracket. Now you see here, I'll just use my up arrow key. And now here I'm on the $13. From bottom to the top, I want to select the total range. So what I'll do now, I'll use a control shift and up arrow key. The moment I do that, even unit price is also selected, but we don't want that unit price. So I can release that by pressing a shift and then one down arrow key so that I can select my specified range. Once you're done with that, say close the bracket and then hit enter. Now let me know if you got the same answer. If you got the same answer, or you want me to do it again?
So once again.
Same answer, sir.
Same answer, sir.
Okay, same answer. Very perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So I'll be doing it again. Is equal to, what is the function we are working on? We are working on average. AVERAGE. Average of what? Average of column C, average of column D, average of column E, average of column F. But now we will get the average of column C. After writing average, you know what generally people will do? I'll show you what people do. They just scroll up like this using a touchpad and they select unit prices like this, like this, like this. They select and they close bracket and they enter. But I'm not training you guys like that. Maybe if it was in a if it was in a first semester or somewhere in the undergraduation, maybe I might have trained you like that. But here afterwards, you will be using the Excel every now and then. For that reason, I'm training you guys using the keyboard. And that's where you will be different from others. When others say even they know the Excel. Now let me repeat it, sir, without using the touchpad is equal to average, AVERAGE. Open the bracket. Now I'm using a finger, up arrow key. And if you see over there, I've selected the last cell in that range, that is $13. Now I want the entire column. Now what I'll do, I'll use a control shift and then the up arrow key. It has selected the entire column, but I don't want that unit price characteristic cell. So I want to just bring it down. What I'll do now, I'll press shift and then I'll say down arrow key. Now you can see it is selecting the required range. Now shift 0, which means that close the bracket and enter. So we got 28.52. How many of you got the same answer, 28.52? You can say yes in the chat box, or you can say unmute and then say yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got it, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Girish, my internet is okay. Why? Because just before this, I was having a session on the discussion with your juniors. The couple of juniors were having a session with me. We just had that discussion. And before that session also, and before this session also, I just checked to ensure whether the speed is correct or not. The Wi-Fi is working fine, right? Okay, so I can see here people are responding yes. At the same time, people are unmuting and then saying it as yes. Okay, now how do I get this average to the DEF column? Can anybody tell me how do I get that without using the average function again?
Shift
How can I
left
get
Sir,
that?
scrolling.
Right arrow.
For D, yeah, you will say that shift and then right arrow key, and then
Control R, sir.
after this control
Control
R.
R.
Okay, now you see here. Yeah, correct. But now you see here, I'm showing you the another way. See here. What is that I did?
Drag, sir.
Did you notice what happened there? Yes, I just dragged it. So there are two ways of getting the things done. If you don't want the touchpad, that's great. You will just select like this, the cells, do Control R, and that's fantastic. So this is how you get the average for the data in the data set. Now, we would like to see what is the next task. So to see the next task, I don't want to scroll up or I don't want you to use a touchpad. Do a Control Home and use a right arrow key. And you can just scroll down and you will get to know, yes, you just finished average unit price in stock, on order and reorder. We calculated the average for column C, column D, column E and column F. Now the task is a bit challenging. It says if function unit price higher than 15. Now try to understand my requirement. This is a slight complicated, but not really too much. I would like to see if a unit price is higher than 15, I would like to see the comment as correct. If the unit price is less than 15, I would like to see the comment as incorrect. You can see here, correct, incorrect. I would like to see correct and incorrect as the comment for the unit prices which are higher than 15. Higher than 15, it should automatically come as correct. Less than 15, automatically it should come as incorrect. So that is the task now. Now what do I do? Let's do it together now. Our target is the unit price. Column C is our target. Now what I'll do, I'm on the column D. I'm on the column D. If you see here, I do something, you tell me what is happening. What happened now? Something has happened in the Excel.
Inserted new column, sir.
Yes, I inserted a new column. How do I do that now? I do Control Z. Okay. Now I want one empty column next to unit price, but before the in stock. I want a fresh new column after unit price column. So my cursor is somewhere in the column D here. You can see here, my cursor is here. Now let's do it together. Control space bar. Have a long press on the control and press space bar. Did it? And now you see in the screen what happens. A new column is introduced. After the selection, do Control plus long press and press plus. Control Shift and this. You can see new column getting inserted. Is it working?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Anybody is finding any difficulty, Priya? How is your laptop today? Do we have Priya, by the way, in the class? No, I don't think so. She is here. And how about Anant? Is it working with you?
Yes, sir, working.
Anant?
Yes, sir, it's working.
One second, sir.
Do we have Anant? Yeah, Anant, we have. So is it working for you? Okay, come on. Now we will rename this cell. We will rename the column D, new one. Status. I'll say status, status. So we are introducing a new column and we named it as a status. Let us understand what the condition is. It says unit price higher than 15 should be read as correct and unit price less than 15 should be read as incorrect. If you see here for 18, I'll say correct. For 19, correct. For 10, it should be incorrect. This is what the condition is. So how many times you will be typing like this? It's a big task. So we are not doing it manually. We are not typing manually. We are using a function now. Be on the first cell under the column D. Under the column D, the first cell. Now let us write the function together. Is equal to if.
Sir.
Is equal to if. Open the bracket and it says yes. Yes, Anant.
So can you please tell me once again that empty column?
Yeah, someone was trying to communicate to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Can you please tell me once again that empty column?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Empty column. Okay. So I'll just do the Control Z here. Now I want to introduce a new column next to unit price. Okay. So you please be in any of the cell in column D. And now you say Control space bar. You press Control and then space bar. The entire column is selected, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now you will do Control Shift plus. And you can see a new column getting inserted. Done?
Control Shift next.
Control Shift plus.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay. Is it working?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us rename this cell in the column D as status. S-T-A-T-U-S. Now we want a unit price. If it is greater than 15, we want a comment as correct. If the unit price is less than 15, we want the status as incorrect. Automatically it should come. That is what now we will do. For example, 18 is the unit price. It should come correct. If it is 19, correct. If it is 10, it should be incorrect.
If it is
Like this, we are trying to put, yeah, if it is less than 15, it should come as incorrect.
Okay.
That is what the requirement is. Getting?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Now, instead of typing every cell, we will use a function. Let us go to the first cell under the status and write down together, everyone together now, is equal to if. And Excel is talking to you, it is saying checks whether a condition is met and returns one value if true and another value if false. What does that mean? I will help you now to get it done. After if, open the bracket. Now your Excel is saying logical test. What is the target here? The target is the unit price. So I'll be using a left arrow key. Then I select the unit price. On the unit price, what is the condition? This should be greater than 20. So I'll be inserting greater than sign and then I write 20. Then I say comma.
Greater than 15.
Sir, it's greater than 15,
Now
sir.
in your Excel, if you see, it says value if true. For that, what I'll do, I'll just say space greater than 15. Okay, we'll take greater than 15. Yeah, in the given condition, it is 15. We have now going with the C2 greater than 15, comma. Now I'll be putting a space. Just press the space bar and double quotes again. What is the comment we would like to get if unit price is greater than 15? Correct. So I'll be writing CORRECT and then I close the double quotes. And again I put a comma. Then I say space. If it is not correct, then it should be incorrect. That's why I will write again within the double quotes. I write incorrect. And I close the double quotes. Once this is done, I will close the bracket. And now let's say if I hit enter, what happens? It says correct. Now I have an option here. I can just go to the first cell and I can just do a double click here and automatically you can see correct and incorrect, which is populated for all the products. Just only once you applied the formula and for all the products, it has taken correct, incorrect status. I hope you all have got the same. If you have not got the same, please do let me know so that I can fix it right now here itself in the class. Have you all got the same response? Correct and
I
incorrect?
didn't get double click, sir.
Double click. Okay, yeah. See here, you be on that cell where you got the output. And you will have to be very careful using a touchpad. If you just come to the border of the cell, you can see plus sign.
Yes, sir.
Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Now you do a double click. Yeah. Now you do a double click and you get the responses for all the cell.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now I will do a Control Z and I will show you without using a mouse, without using a touchpad, how do I get the response for all the cells. Now I want you to come out from your Excel and then see what is it I do now in my Excel. Okay. Now I'll just use left arrow key. I'm in the column C. I'll just press Control down arrow key. And I go to the last cell of this data range. You can see here I am in the column D now. Shift Control up arrow key. I selected the entire range. Now I do Control D. D stands for Davangere. The moment I do Control D, I got the responses. So I have shown you two ways, using mouse touchpad and without using mouse touchpad. You want me to repeat the second one without using the touchpad?
Yes, sir.
Anybody want to
Yes,
have
sir.
the another term? Yes. Good. Yes. So after putting the formula, after applying the formula, you got the output. Now you don't like to touch the touchpad or the mouse. So what you can do, use a left arrow key. Now you see here, I'm here somewhere. Just see the navigation on my cell. I'm on the first cell. I just go to the previous cell using a left arrow key. Then I do control down arrow key. And then I move towards right. And then I move up. Once again up. Why? Because this is the last product. Now I use shift, control, up arrow key. The range is selected. Till here, you all are getting the same?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you do control D. D stands for Davangere. Control D, and you will get the responses.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Getting.
Perfect. Yes. So I have shown you two ways of getting the output after applying the formula. One using the mouse or a touchpad, second without using a mouse or a touchpad. So we just finished. Now again, I'll do control home. Then I move towards right. I see here in the task, we did the task number 5. We did a task number 6 also. We did a task number 6, a unit price higher than 15. We did it. Now, the 7th task is saying date and time. For the date and time, you know what? You just see the screen. I'm not writing anything, but I'm getting the date over there because of the shortcut. I know you will also get that now. Come on, be in your Excel and then say, have a long press on the control and press semicolon. The key which is next to L ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ button. The key which is next to L, control and semicolon. You will get date. Is it working with you guys?
Yes, sir. Working.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you see here. Yeah. Now you see here. I got the time. I did not type in the current time, but it got the, I mean, when I just applied something, I was able to get the time over there. Now you will also get, come on, control shift semicolon. That's it. Control shift long press and then press semicolon. You will get the time over there. You got the time?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, perfect. Good. So we just finished now the 7th task. 8th task, 9th task, and the 10th task is talking something about the statistics. If you see here, median, mode, standard deviation. Now we would like to have median, mode, standard deviation for all the columns which has got here unit price, in stock, on order, and reorder. Therefore, for 4 columns C, E, F, G, we will be applying median, mode, standard deviation. Median, mode, standard deviation. Now let's go to the bottom of these data. In the data set, let's go to the bottom. How can you go? Instead of using a touchpad and a mouse, you can say control down arrow key, and you can see here the last one. Perfect. Now what I'll do, I'll write here, what is the point we are doing now? We are doing median, and then we do the mode. We are also doing the standard deviation. Write down these 3 things in your Excel: median, mode, standard deviation. Median, mode, and standard deviation. So now let us go and get the median for column C, column E, column F, and column G. Can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So equal to MEDIAN equal to median, MEDIAN. Now you see how beautiful the Excel is. Excel is talking to you and it is saying, the moment you typed in median, it is saying returns the median or the number in the middle of the set of a given numbers. We all know the statistics. If I ask you a median question, it becomes a statistical class, but I don't want to have a statistical class. I make an assumption here that you know the median concept. Median is nothing but the mid value within the data range. Now I open the bracket. Now I should select the entire column. So I'm using the up arrow key. Now I'm in the last cell of the data set. I use shift, control, up arrow key. Unit price is also selected. Unit price is a character. We don't want that cell. Shift, down arrow key. Now the entire column is selected. I say shift, close the bracket, and now you say enter. Now, how many of you got the same answer? 19, 1,
Getting,
9.
sir.
Getting, sir.
Getting, sir.
Getting, okay. Getting, good, good. Anybody wants me to repeat this median? Okay. If you want to ask me to do it again, do not hesitate. Okay, you please do not hesitate. Just ask me, sir, can you do it one more time? That's it. I will be doing it. Now, when we got the response here, you will definitely say using a shift, move towards right, and then you will say control R for Romeo. And in the second column D, we are getting ash NUM. Why? Why is it we have NUM, ash NUM? We didn't get the
Sir,
output
only
over there.
numbers
Why?
can.
Yes. Since the column D is a characteristic, characters, we will not get. So you can just delete that. Press the button delete and it is deleted. In the similar way, let us get the output for mode is equal to MODE. And Excel is talking to us. It says returns a vertical array of the most frequently occurring or repetitive value in the given data set. In simple words, any number which is appearing many times. So that number will be identified when you use mode function. Let us open the bracket. Now let's select the range. How do I select? I'm using the up arrow key. I'm in the last cell of the data range. So control shift up arrow key. Got selected even the unit price character. We don't want that. Shift down arrow key. Now the range is selected. So once the range is selected, shift, close the bracket and say enter. 18. So 18 is the number. It has appeared many a times. And that's what mode is for. Priya joined now. Okay, 18. Yes, Anant also responded saying that 18. Fantastic. Now you can do the same using a shift and move towards right. And then you will say control R mode. Ash NA is the error because column D is the character. I just delete it. 17 is the number which is repeated most time in column E. 0 is the number which repeated many times in column F. G is the number which is repeated most of the time in column G. So we did a median now. You want me to do repeat? You want me to do it again? Yes or no here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's proceed with the standard deviation. We all know the meaning of a standard deviation. In finance, standard deviation is nothing but the measurement of a risk. When I say risk, deviation within the given data range. Now let's go and get. How do I get the standard deviation? Is equal to STD EV. That's it. The moment when you type STD EV, you will see a lot of functions are there. stdev.p.s, VA, PA, and then P. Remember one thing, the generic function which is used by most of the people during their work is STDEV, unless until if it is a research oriented. Anyway, ours is not a research oriented, so we will stick to standard deviation basic STDEV. Now you open the bracket. Again, I'll be using the up arrow key. Then I'll go to the last cell of the range. Now I select Control Shift up arrow key. You can see that there is a selection of unit price also, the character which we don't want. Shift down arrow key. Now we have selected the range. Same process, shift, close the bracket and enter. I got the standard deviation as 35.5. Please let me know if you also have the same responses. If you're getting different, please do let me know quickly. 35.5 is the standard deviation for column C, and for column E 35.9, column F 24.47, column G 10.7. I hope you all have got the standard deviation here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or you want me to repeat it?
Got it, sir.
Come on, guys. I want your response to proceed. You have the same
Got it,
answer?
sir.
I will not be charging you guys to have a word with me. Feel free to communicate. No big deal.
Got it, sir.
Yes, perfect, sir. I just like that. Now, let me go to the task here to see what all we have after the median, mode, and the standard deviation. We have something called as the minimum and maximum. So let us get the minimum and maximum for all the column, just like how we got median, mode, standard deviation. So min and the max we will be getting now for the column C, E, F, and the G. So I'll be writing here just below the standard deviation minimum. You also please go and write minimum, and the next one is maximum. Minimum and maximum, these are the two tasks which we will be now initiating just below the standard deviation. Minimum and maximum. Now let us go to the column C. Let us use the function is equal to. For minimum, always it will be min, M-I-N. And now your Excel is saying it returns the smallest number in a set of values. That's beautiful. Is equal to MIN. Open the bracket. Now we need to select the range. The same process. I'll be using the up arrow key. And then I'll go and stand in the last cell for that range. Now from here, I should go to the top. For that, I'll be using a shortcut Control Shift up arrow key. Now you can see the character unit price is also selected. We don't want that. Shift once down arrow key. Now you can see the column has been selected. Just close the bracket now. Shift 0 and then say enter. Now we have the minimum. So once I get the minimum, I'll be using shift right arrow key, the same process. Then I do Control R. Then I can see the minimum as 0. 0 is the minimum for other three columns here. If you see. Yeah, you can see here there is a 0 in the column E, there is a 0 in the column F, 0 in the column G, and that's why the minimum is appearing as 0. Now I want you to do the maximum. You complete the task and let me know what is the answer here for column C. If anybody completes the maximum for column C,
263.50, sir.
263.50, sir.
very good. You guys are fast now. That's the motivation for me. Is equal to max. Open the bracket. Same process. The last cell of the range. Shift, Control, up arrow key. And then I use Shift 1 down. Then Shift close the bracket. Enter button. 263.5. The right answer which was given by you guys. I select everything using a Shift and then right arrow key. Then I say Control R. I don't want the value in the column D, so I delete it. That's it. we just completed the minimum and the maximum, which is the basic one. Let's do control home together. And then we'll move towards right. We'll move towards right. We will see what all we have done. Now the task number 13 is saying that to get the random numbers. I want you all to work with me together now. Do control N. Control N. Let us go to the new workbook. Control N. New workbook. Now I'll show you what is the meaning of this random number when we are working on the Excel. We all know that the random numbers are nothing but the numbers which are random in nature. I'm not saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you will say it is a series. But I want some random numbers. 15, 1000, 1 lakh, 99, 999, 87, 55. Like that, the random numbers. Now let's say I'll be using a function here is equal to RAND. The moment you type RAND, Excel is telling you it returns a random number greater than or equal to 0 and less than 1 evenly distributed. If you say rand, open the bracket, your Excel is saying again close the bracket. Open the bracket and close the bracket and hit enter. Some number came there. Now if I use the touchpad and if I just drag, I can see some random numbers. Now we don't want the automatic random numbers which are executed by the Excel. Sometimes you may require some data to do some activity, to do some testing. Now let's get the value between 1 to 10. How do I get the value 1 to 10? Now let's do it here. Is equal to RAND between, random between, BETWEEN. I open the bracket now. It says what should be the bottom number. Let's say if you want the starting number as 1, the bottom number. Can I say bottom number as 1? You tell me now. Can I say bottom number as 1? Yes, I can say. Now if I just drag, you can see the random numbers which are coming. Where do we use this kind of function? When we do the research, when we do the testing, at that time we may require some random numbers. For that reason we use this function. Now I'll do it once again. RAND BETWEEN. Open the bracket. Now I'll say the starting number, let it be 100, comma the top number I will be expecting 500. Anything between 100 to 500, throw the random numbers. That is what you are saying to the Excel. When you write is equal to rand between, within the brackets 100 comma 500, you are saying Excel, hey Excel, throw the random numbers between 100 to 500. If you hit enter, you can see here the values. If you just drag, you will be getting some random numbers, and the random numbers are between 100 to 500 because you gave the requirement. You actually gave the requirement. For that reason, you can see the random numbers here between 100 to 500. Any quick question here by you? Any quick question? You please notice something here. If I delete a number here, 0.199255, the other number is also getting changed, correct?
Yes, sir.
This should not be the case. Now let's say if we want these random numbers, I'll select the complete range. I'll do Control C and then I will paste it here by using a Control V. And when you copy and then paste, it is showing the different number, not the number which you copied. This is the fun here. Now you will be telling me why is that? Why that is happening? You copied 272. I'll do it here once again. See here. I'll copy the 272, just 272, and I'll go to the next cell in the column H and I do control V. The number which I got copied, even that got changed. Why is that? What
It
is
changes for
happening
every
here?
recalculation, sir.
Yeah, it is changing every now and then. Why is that it is changing? That's an absolute correct answer. It is changing. Why is that it is changing? Any guess?
Sir, the formula is random, sir.
Uh, the formula is random, that is one. And the very first point is that if there is a formula, then you cannot copy the output and then paste somewhere. Now, I will train you something which is very important. I'll write here, we know, copy. See here, I'm writing something and the numbers are getting changed. We know paste. Now I'll be training you on paste special values. Paste special values. Now let's say I would like to copy the entire range here. The entire range here. Control Shift down arrow key. I selected and then I do Control C. I want the same number 477 in the first cell. I'll move towards the right, but I will not do Control V. I will not do Control V. This, I'm sure everybody will be coming across when you are doing your project. And you will be pissed off and you will say, "Idin yaar kandidadarappa Excel na anta." I'm sure you will be scolding the Excel. I want you not to scold the Excel. I want you to say, Excel, hey Excel, I love you. How is that? Now, you selected the entire range here, the formula driven numbers. Now you see here, I'll be using a touchpad for this to show you. There is a button called as paste down arrow key. So click on the down arrow key and it says paste values. If you see here, it says paste values. Click on that 1, 2, 3 and the original values which you copied are these values which are fixed, which means that you click on any number, it says formula is removed. How do I get to know? You see the formula bar here. You see the formula bar. There is no formula. If I click on here, you can see the formula. And if I click on the one paste special values, there is no formula. Have you understood this now?
Sir, once again.
Or you want me to repeat? Yes. Now I'll delete everything here. I'll use a very simple stuff. 1, 2, 3. I say that maths. And here I write science. 4, 3, 4, and then 6. Now I would like to have a total here. Total here. Maths score and science score is here. And I would like to get the total. But before that, I'll write here. This is for Ajay. And this is for Priya. And this is for ANANTH Anand. Now these three people have got the maths and science scores here. By the way, Ajay, Priya, Anand, please don't scold me for writing these small numbers here. This is just an example. Okay. Now we need a total of Ajay, Priya, and the Anand. So we can do this now. Equal to, I select 3 and then I type in plus, I select 1. First I selected the value for science and then next I selected the value for maths. And now I say enter. I know that once I get the output, I can use shift down arrow key and then I can say control D. We all know that. We all know this. Now we would like to have just the total score for these students. I'll say total score. Now what you will do from here, if you copy the total, copy control C, and if you come here and then if you say paste, if you say paste, if you see here, the options are available. If you are using the touchpad, if you do a right click, you will see these options. but we are not working on that. We selected here, and if I do control V, says value. Why? Because I have copied formula, not 4, not 6, not 9. I've just copied the formula. Therefore, it shows error value. Now I'll delete this. I select the total score for Ajay, Priya, and then Anant. And then I say Control C. And then I go here. I'll press the paste down arrow key. And in that I can see here paste values as the option. Here I select 1, 2, 3. Press it. And now you can see the formula oriented numbers are the output, and you got the perfect output there. Let me know if you have any quick question here in this activity. I'm sure everybody will be doing this in the case of your project, because I know you will be doing the survey at least, and then you will be having a male, female, and you want to calculate the percentage. Once you do that, you will copy and then paste somewhere, and it shows value. And again, you will start typing manually. You know what people will do? Let's say if I want a total score here, when they do copy paste, I'll show you what is that you will be doing or your friend will be doing in next few days. You will copy, you'll do control C, you'll do control V, and then you're getting the value as 469. Why? Because I already used the formula here and it has taken it for granted for that reason. Now I'll do the control Z for your easy understanding. Now, the moment when you see value, you know what your people will do? They manually type 4, they manually type 6, they manually type 9. Anyway, you are completing the work. That is good. But I want not the donkeys. I want the horses, the smart people. Now, how do I get that? I repeat here. I select, I copy, I just go here for the total score. And then I press here drop down button under the paste. And then I select 1, 2, 3. And automatically I can see the values here. And there is no formula. That is interesting. If you see here, formula is removed and only the output is retained. For that, we call it as paste special values. Now, if you have understood this, if someone wants to do without using a touchpad, ask me the question how to do without using a touchpad. I'll train you. If anybody in the class wants to do this paste special values without touching the touchpad and then going the paste and then clicking the drop down and then selecting the values, instead of that, if anybody wants to do quickly using a shortcut, let me know. I'll train you.
Yes, sir.
Who is that? Who's that? Who's that?
Girish.
Girish. Only Girish?
Sir, Ajay.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I can see. Yeah. I can see there are people. Now let's do it together. I'll just delete these values. I select this 4, 6, 9, and then I do C. I just copied it, but I want the output here. You first see here what is that I do. In a second, we are getting the output over there. I'll just do it now. First, I want everybody to see my screen first, and then I will train you how to get it done. 4, 5, 6, the total. I do control C, and then I go to the total score here. I do something, and then I got the output. Now this is what you will be doing it. Now you go to your Excel. You select the formula oriented output, make a copy of that, control C, go to the destination where you would like to have that copy paste. Now do along with me control alt V, control long press, alt long press, and press V for victory. The moment you do control alt V, you should get this window what I am getting. Have you got this window?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
now you will not be using a mouse or a touchpad. You will use a down arrow key. use the down arrow key and then select values and then say enter. That's it. And you are now thorough to copy and then do a paste special values using mouse as well as without using mouse. Any quick question here? You want me to repeat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So I now copy the output for Ajay, Priya and Anant, the total. I just do Control C and then I go to the total score where I would like to have these numbers. The shortcut is Control Alt long press and then say V for victory, and release everything and take back your hands, and you can see a small window which is called as paste special. Here you will be using your finger to select the values. How? By using a down arrow key, you can go to the values and now you will press enter button and you will see the output over there. Is it working?
Yes, sir. Working.
Thanks, sir.
Perfect. Okay, let me come back here. Now, in the interest of time, again today we have looked into almost a good number of operations. You know what happens when we are working on the Excel? Time just flies. Time really just flies. You will not be knowing that, oh my God, it's already 1 hour. Time just flies. By saying this now, in the interest of time, we have to close this particular session. So I'll be officially closing this session